What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Back from a 2-week vacation, and we got some very interesting drama regarding me, Kevin. Most of you guys who follow me already know, especially here on the second channel. Most of you guys already know that me and Kevin have a very interesting history. We go way back. Obviously, I made a bunch of videos pretty much going after him and calling him out and trashing him and calling out a lot of the things that he would say or do or participate in that I strongly disagreed with. The main channel has since pivoted. But I do want to speak to this because I want to speak to kind of like why I don't make videos on me, Kevin, anymore and why I left the grifter space. Because I think this video right here and this whole situation can give me the opportunity to explain to you guys the problem with that space in general, right? But let's just go over the basics. So Kevin made a response video. He said, responding to allegations against my startup house hack. So I guess some YouTuber made a video about me, Kevin, and, me, Kevin's not happy about it. So me, Kevin went ahead and he made a response video to it. And what's interesting about the response video is me, Kevin, threatened to sue numerous times. And I remember when I had my spat with me, Kevin, and when I exposed that video when he got the DUI, if you guys remember. Well, I didn't expose the video. I had it, but I didn't put it out. Another YouTuber named Scott Schaefer put it out, but whatever. The bottom line is I exposed that Kevin got a DUI. He got really mad, threatened to sue me, blah, blah, blah. Rest is history. Who really cares, right? But I do want to play some of these parts of this 25-minute video that Kevin made in response to a YouTuber who basically made a video with certain allegations against his startup house hack, which you guys already know how I feel about it. I think it's a terrible investment. And I think most of the people who invest in it are going to lose all their money. I've felt that way for the longest, but let's listen to what he has to say and let's be objective here. Here we go.
And even those who want to watch the journey. Unfortunately, you're always going to have some people that take that transparency for granted and then they abuse it and they come up with lies, fraudulent lies. Fraudulent lies, by the way, that the company, House Hack, could sue for. And we have in-house legal staff. So it's like, it would not be a big deal at all. But here's the thing. Is it really worth our attention and efforts to go through the legal system for years? No, it's not. Because in the long term, all this sort of hate and critical commentary, which we'll address head on in just a moment, will just be noise. The true supporters of House Hack know that if this is the worst haters come up with, it's actually kind of sad. And it actually proves and doubles down on how...
All right, so let me explain a big reason why I pivoted from the grifter space. And I'm so glad that I did that because I very much more enjoy the content that I make now rather than doing the grifter slang thing or whatever you want to call it, the scam exposing, whatever. Let's just look at everybody who's in that space, right? Okay. So you have... Chris Norland used to make that type of content. He pivoted. Scott Schaefer, I believe, still makes that content. I don't ever watch Scott Schaefer's channel, so I really don't know. But I'm pretty sure he still makes that type of content. I think he still gets pretty decent views for it, which is cool. CoffeeZilla obviously is the king of that content, but he's currently being sued by Logan Paul right now. And I haven't looked at that lawsuit in a while, so I don't know who's actually winning that lawsuit. But if I had to guess, I would say that at the very least, CoffeeZilla is coughing up a lot of money just to defend himself. And that's the sucky part about lawsuits, because when it comes to lawsuits, everybody loses. The only people win are the lawyers. But Logan Paul is pretty much a billionaire. So spending $1 million or $2 million is nothing to him compared to somebody like CoffeeZilla, where spending $1 million or $2 million is everything, Then you look at people like Spencer Cornelia. He was another guy in this space. Spencer Cornelia got sued by a guy named Derek Moneyberg, and his career pretty much ended. It pretty much is over. I don't even see Spencer's videos pop up on my timeline anymore. I would assume, if I had to guess, I would say Spencer very likely fell off. He's probably not getting the amount of views that he once got. He probably doesn't get that many views anymore relative to the size of his channel. And I know this because his videos don't pop up on my feed, and I'm literally subscribed to his channel. So obviously the videos aren't doing that great. So the bottom line is, the reason why I don't like the grifter space and why I'm so glad that I'm not in it anymore is because what happens is, and I think a big reason why I didn't get sued is because I was just too small. I think what happens is, because everybody wants to grow on YouTube and get bigger and get more views, right? That's what every YouTuber wants to do. Every YouTuber wants to grow, get bigger, get more views. That is the name of the YouTube game, right? So the problem is, if you're going after people, whether they're grifters or not, whether they're scammers or not, if you're going after people and you're too small, they're very likely not going to sue you. But if you make that breakthrough and you start to get traction, you start to get the views, and I'm talking about on the level of a CoffeeZilla or Spencer Cornelia, it is inevitable that you are eventually going to get sued. Not only that, it's very unlikely that people will have your back. Now, people had CoffeeZilla's back, but CoffeeZilla's an anomaly. Spencer Cornelia got sued. I don't know if people would have had his back or not because Spencer didn't start a GoFundMe. But the bottom line is, the risk is too high in this space, in my opinion, to continue to make that type of content. It's just too risky. You're making this type of content. You're not making that much money because the only money that you really make from YouTube, like the big money, is really in the sponsorships, or it could be ad revenue if you get a ridiculous, insane amount of views. But in the case of this YouTuber that Kevin's talking about, I would say it's not really worth it for him because he's not making a whole lot of money from YouTube. So you're not making a whole lot of money from YouTube. And now you've opened yourself up to where you have a very good, it's possible that you might get sued. You know, I hope you don't, but it's possible. And at the end of the day, I don't think the community will really have your back. I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. But it's just a tough situation to be in overall. And the ultimate thing is it's not even really worth it because what you find is you spend all these years calling out grifters and, you know, saying that they're this and that and exposing them or whatever, and nothing ever really happens. People still follow them. They only grow bigger. They only get more views. They only make more money. And then you're just kind of branded as just like this hater just because you were the one brave soul who went out and told the truth. So that's why I'm not really a fan of the grifter space anymore. I think unless you're CoffeeZilla, and CoffeeZilla is obviously an anomaly. He was clearly born to do this. Unless you're that, I just don't think being a grifter slayer or scam buster or going after these people, I just don't think it's worth it. Like, nothing you do is going to change anything. The only thing you're actually going to accomplish by going after these guys is getting views. That's all you're going to do. You'll get your little 6, 7, 8K views or whatever you get, and that's it. You don't get anything else. Sponsors don't really want to work with you. I really noticed that. Sponsors don't really want to work with you because of the content you make. You could definitely still get sponsorships, but it's not to the level of people who make other more sponsor-friendly content, right? So you got that, and then, you know, you're already not making much money anyway, and then you got to worry about getting sued, and then, you know, there's no point. It doesn't really do much. But anyway, let me go ahead and go to another part that Kevin said, because he threatened to sue numerous times, and I just found that very interesting. So let's go ahead to this part of the video, and here we go.
Some of the allegations. So number one, you never invested into House Hack. Okay, this is wrong. It's a factual lie. House Hack could literally sue over it, and the person would lose miserably. They would be pretty smart to go unlist and delete their videos, but honestly, at this point, they could just keep them up because we got them downloaded. And let's just say again, we don't really care.
So what Kevin's doing here when he keeps saying, hey, we can easily sue this person and ruin their life and destroy them and blah, blah, blah. And even if they take the videos down, it doesn't matter because we have them downloaded, blah, blah, blah. This is a scare tactic that he's using to try and get, you know, whoever that person, the YouTuber, to take their videos down. And that's really all it is. He's saying, hey, you know, you might want to take your videos down or else I'm going to sue. He did the same little tricks with me back in the day, back in like 2022 when I used to make videos on him. And he kept saying, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you. And then he never did. He never ever sued me. It never happened. And I don't think he's going to sue here. But you never know. Maybe. Who knows? I doubt it. But I just think that he's doing a scare tactic. He's making a video. He's responding to the allegations. Because one thing about Kevin is he's extremely sensitive. I remember when I was a tiny channel. I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. The first time Kevin commented on one of my videos, I had like 800 subscribers. And I made a video on Kevin, and it got literally, I'm not even joking, y'all, I got like 1,000 views. Literally got 1,000 views. I had 800 subscribers. This guy left like 3 comments on my channel. He was calling me like stepsis, and he was like, "You're an idiot," and blah blah. Like, it's just he's very weird for somebody who makes the amount of money that he does. He's never really carried himself like a CEO. You know, you say things about CEOs of companies. If you don't have a huge following or you're not getting views for it, they don't give a crap. They're like, who cares what that idiot has to say? Like, that's how these CEOs think. Now, if you start getting views, you start getting traction, that changes things. But in my case, I had 800 subscribers and 1,000 views on my video against me, Kevin. Doesn't really make sense for you to be commenting on my video, calling me an idiot and blah, blah, blah. But again, this is a very, very sensitive guy. That's why he made a 25-minute video off of a guy who doesn't really get that many views on his channel, you know, doesn't really have that big of a following. You know, I'll never understand it. Like, but that's how Kevin is. He did the same thing with me.
Because the person's a fraud. But then again, you know, they make content and they get paid for making hate content. And that's fine. Let's be clear. Not only did I invest over $5 million into HouseHack, just in this bond round, for example.
All right, we'll just go ahead and go to the last part that he said, and then I'll react to it.
HouseHack. But again, a hater's always going to spin it as, it's a grift. I mean, they're the ones who got fired from their job, and their spouse divorced them, and they have to lie to make YouTube content. We're the ones that are PCAOB.
Oh, he took it personal. He got real personal. He said, but this is the guy who lost his job and his wife divorced him and blah, blah. So he's basically attacking the credibility to kind of show that, hey, this guy's not really credible. Look at this guy's life. All he does, his life's a complete wreck, and now he's making videos about me, and my life's better because I'm married with kids and blah, blah. He taking personal digs. Very, very interesting stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it as, I guess at this point, an OG Meet Kevin hater. That's probably what he would call me. He would call me an OG hater or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, obviously I don't think HouseHack's going to amount to anything, but hey, maybe it will. Who knows? Well, we don't know what the future holds, but I wouldn't put my money in it. That's really all I can say. And also, you know, Kevin, word of advice, stop making videos, you know, going after smaller YouTubers that are way smaller to you. Like, seriously, Kevin, just a word of advice. I got to a point where when I was making the videos on the main channel about what I was making the videos on, there were smaller YouTubers and people on Twitter who were getting after me and calling me names or making little videos calling me an idiot. I don't care. I don't care what a guy with 200 subscribers has to say. I don't care what some weirdo with a picture of a cat as his profile picture or a frog with 50 followers on Twitter has to say about me. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, who cares, bro? Like, you let people get to you way too much. And if I could give you a word of advice, which is crazy that I'm giving you this word of advice because I'm way smaller than you, but I've been doing YouTube since 2021. I've been on here for 4 years now. I'd say I'm pretty seasoned at this point. Making videos responding to this stuff is just dumb. And the funny part, too, is in this video, Kevin actually said that he hasn't gotten a single email from an actual investor regarding HouseHack due to the YouTuber's videos. So if that's the case, then why are you making a response? If it's not hurting your business or your company, and none of the people who are accredited or non-accredited investors in HouseHack are emailing you about this and saying, I want to pull my money out, then why are you making a response video? Like, who cares? Who cares what people on YouTube have to say, bro? Like, just a word of advice. Like, just do your thing, bro. Like, look, you talk about people. I talk about people. Everybody talks about people. That's what the internet is all about. That's what YouTube is. People are going to talk about people that are going to talk about people that are going to talk about people. Kevin, you did it. When you first started your YouTube, you were talking about people. You were talking about Dave Ramsey and Grant Cardone, and you got sued for it, okay? All that's happening is the reinventing of the wheel. It's the same thing. People talk about other people on YouTube because it gets them views. The reason why that YouTuber is making videos about you is so that he can get views. There are a lot of people that don't like you. So if you make videos about you, it is going to get views. For example, look at somebody like a Chris Norland. There are a lot of people that hate Donald Trump. He makes endless videos on Donald Trump saying awful things about Donald Trump because it works. It's the same thing with you, Kevin. It's the exact same thing. People don't like you, so if you make a hate video on you, it's going to get views. That's it. Deal with it. You're a public figure. Congratulations. Welcome to being a public figure, Kevin. Welcome to being a public figure. This is what it's all about. You don't have to respond to every little thing everybody says. Stop letting it get to you. Keep it moving. If you say that your house hack's not a scam, don't worry. Time will tell. We will find out if it is or if it isn't. And if it's not, you'll have the last laugh. Keep it moving. Stop letting little people on the internet get to you. It's not that big of a deal. I don't let that guy bother me. I don't even fool with that dude anymore. So I'm just saying, man, Anyway, that's today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.